Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft Amplified server. Once again doing a little intro in F5. I'll tell you what, leave a comment down below, yes or no, do you like it when I do the intros like this? Because I've noticed that it feels impossible to start a video without doing this. It's the only way. Got to have a little bit of face-to-face time, got to do some shift walking, jumping up and down, waggling my arm. It's so derpy, and to think we used to start videos like this every single time and now it just doesn't feel right. But anyway, I got some good news. I got good news about a couple of things. This episode we're going to be working on things related to the storage system. I got some good news about that, and also some good news about my second channel. So if you didn't know I had a second channel, it's where we upload our live streams that I do on Twitch. You can watch them at any time around the clock. And the channel's been doing ever so well. We now have 15,000 subscribers over there. So I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who subscribed. And if you haven't done, consider subscribing if that's what you want to watch, the live streams when they're no longer live. But yeah, it's been really awesome. It's always nice to hit a little milestone. So anyway, let's get on with what we're going to be talking about this episode, which is the storage system right here. Because I have some fantastic news to do with this thing. I can't believe how well this thing has worked. So let's open up a couple of chests. You can see, yep, a few more items in there. A few more in there, loads more in there. The entire thing is filled up with iron, and we'll come back to that in a second. And you can just see that loads and loads of stuff here has been successfully sorted, which is fantastic. And if we go to where the first overflow chest would be, I think it's this one right here. There's nothing else in there, which is a little bit curious because I put a ton of iron into here, and I'm a little bit surprised that it would fill up every single slot without something to spare. But there you go, it's actually done it. Now the really cool thing about this is not that it's successfully filtered all the stuff, it's done it without anything coming out to the end here. So if you watched the last episode, you'll remember that we did a test in which we had one unique item in every chest, and then we put one of those unique items into the system. So it was like, however many there are here in total, I think it's 35? Could be wrong, just a number off the top of my head. Nothing has come into this chest at all the entire time I've been working on it, which means all of those stacks and stacks of items that we put into there have been successfully filtered, which is just quite incredible, to be honest. And it's really strange to think that when we only put like 30 odd items through here, one going into each chest, that a few came out at the other end. So maybe some of the chests in this region have some issues, you know, Minecraft quirkiness, but everything over here is solid and every single item has been filtered, which is pretty amazing. So I've been going through these chests, trying to filter as much as I can, and what we're going to do this episode is start collecting all of the chests that I have left lying around the server, including our former base, and we're going to do a little bit of item migration like Tango and Impulse did recently, and we're going to bring everything over here to the base, get it all in one place so we can start sorting it into our system. So on the screen you're going to see a bunch of different places that I've gone and take screenshots of. You might recognize some of them you might not. These are chests upon chests that I have left lying around the server that we need to go and collect the materials from. And that's the plan for this episode. I got a feeling this might be quite the lengthy project, you know. It's going to be a real task going all over to those places, filling up all of those chests, putting them into minecart chests and bringing them all the way back here. But I've got some ideas on how to do that. So I think right now actually what I want to do is just get a little bit prepared, because there is a problem that some of you may know about sending minecart chests through portals, and I've got somewhat of a solution to it. So I'm going to set something up so I can give you a demonstration, and then we can crack on and start moving all of these items over here. Alright, laying down these tracks is bringing back some memories. For those of you that remember the quad slime farm, when we were done building that, we had to bring back all of our items in minecart chests, where we encountered some horrendous problems, and I haven't even made any yet. Let's at least make one. So when you've got a load of these on the track, what they can do is group up, which is not good because then they tend to just... Yeah, that's right, I don't actually need it on there yet. They tend to group up and travel really far, and they can actually come off of the rails, and they can cause you all sorts of problems. Now, if you guys have seen Impulse and Tango do this recently, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then trust me, sending these things through portals can be a little bit problematic, but it's when you're sending through a large amount of items. So, if we were to send them through onto this side, and we have some sort of rail set up over here, what's going to happen is it's probably sort of going to go on the rail, find a way off, and then just fly off into a corner somewhere, and be really difficult to work with. So I was thinking, like, what is the solution for this? Because when you put them onto tracks again, you kind of have the same problem all over. So I think the solution is, when they come through the portal, for you to manually put them into new minecart chests, which might not sound like the best of solutions, but it's going to stop the problem. So what we have over here is just I've removed the stairs. All of the minecarts that we send through are going to end up in this little space contained down the bottom here, which means we can stand on the stairs, we can access a minecart here, then access one on our new track. Now this track is going to go not in here. As you can see, I've added some little slabs so TFC and Zul'jin can continue playing, without my track being in the way. Anyway, yeah, it goes down here, so we're using the old way that we used to get to our portal. For those of you that haven't seen this before, it's a bit of a temporary path, and then we built our new portal. So this goes around to the same portal, and I've moved its location in our base as well, which is obviously a good idea. So those minecarts, as we're sending them down, they're probably going to get grouped up. They're going to go through this portal with the same problem, so they'll just fly off in any old direction and probably get lost somewhere. So in here I've set up a little containment area, and this means the minecart should be trapped in here. Now we've got a fence which raises us up a little bit, but you can see here you can't go any further without jumping. So that means we can get in and out of there, and we can also right click on the minecart chest and grab all the items and put in this chest. And do you know what will actually be easier when we manually transfer them? To just break the minecart chest, you'll pick up all of the items, and then you've literally just got to shift it into a new minecart chest. So that is probably going to save us a lot of time as well. And I was just thinking, we've got a lot of stuff to do today, and then it popped into my head, we should totally time-lapse this. I think it could be fun. I might use the replay mod. I might do it in first person because we're going to be doing a lot of inventory stuff. But I think a time-lapse is in order. So we set up a little bit to do some of the first chests. So let's time-lapse that and see how we go. Well, that went really well. It didn't take a lot of time, no problems at all, and while I was recording that with the replay mod, I had some great ideas for a time-lapse, so hopefully the time-lapse turned out good. I haven't edited it yet or anything like that, just recording straight away, and I'm pleased with how this is going. However, bringing all of these items over here has made me realise that we might need some more filtering systems, because we now have tons and tons of items in these chests, and a lot of them are going to be sorted in the system, and I'm wondering if maybe we should once again reevaluate some ideas here. For example, do we really want all of these seeds taking up space in our filter system? Maybe what we could do is, have like 4 slots for them, and then store these in a different chest somewhere else, so we can, come back and just easily fill up all of these chests with whatever's in our inventory, and that way we've got storage for a few, but not particularly for bulk. But if we were to do all of this, which is something I've got to make up my mind about, then we're probably going to end up needing another one of these. We can build one over here for this one. We could even have a third one over here as well, and have like a triple sorting system, which would be pretty crazy. And I think that's probably not the way to go, because all of those seeds, they're just going to sit in a chest. When am I ever going to need that many seeds? So I think we need to think about things in a kind of logical way as well. So lots of decisions to be made, but as of right now, it's all about bringing back more and more items. So I'm just going to continue doing this. We're probably going to fill up this entire thing, And then I might lay down some more chests over here temporarily, or we might start using the other side. But we only did a fraction of what we need to do, so I'm just going to go out there and continue bringing the chests over. Alright, this is officially crazy. We already knew that, but it is taking so much time. Let's put you in this chest over here. And I made a little pathway through to this bit, so I can turn it on, put the items in there. That's nice and easy, and then sort them into our system. All of these are now filled up to the brim, including some of these chests over here. I mean, look at that. Oh, and some leather as well. Yeah, I've been finding things that I thought I was low on and thought I was out of, you know. I'd take little trips over to the cow farm to make some leather and stuff, and it turns out that I had some, you know, in a chest somewhere. Anyway, I've moved the portal over to this side, and again, the reason that we're doing all of this is so we can get all of our resources in one place, learn that we've got, you know, all these different materials, and then we can use them a little bit easier. And yes, it throws me out on this side like that, which is not what I wanted to do. And apparently we're out of minecarts over here, which means something is broke. That's actually the first time it's broken. It was the last time that I used this that I was thinking, man, this thing has been like awesome. It hasn't broken down yet, and now we've got a little bit of an issue. And I think actually that's my own fault, because I've been going through here in one direction, which means that loads of the minecarts would have ended up at this end, and I've not been coming back the same way because we're doing all this stuff with the chests. Yeah, so I'll fix that, don't worry. A little bit of maintenance from time to time. Maybe we'll figure out a way to kind of balance that or something. I'll have to put on the old thinking cap and give that some thought at some point. We need to put this bit of obsidian back so we can relight this portal and go through. Just want to show you how much progress I'm making, because it is just taking such a long time. It's quite unbelievable, this project. And by the way, I dismantle this thing so that when we start collecting items, none of them go back through the portal. And you can see when we come through here, there's nothing at all. So it's actually, I say it's been taking a long time. It's been going pretty fast, though. This is actually a really good way of doing all of this. And I think the main thing we have left to transfer now is the bulk of my cobblestone and netherrack, which we'll probably never end up using. But I just want everything in one place. So we've got all of these chests right here to do. That's why I brought so many of these. Then all of this is empty. All of that's empty. Everything on this side with the exception of, I think, just the netherrack here in the middle. And I've also done the chests down here, so as you can see, these are gone completely. So that's good. I've done all of the chests in the building up here, and there is a creeper up there. And I don't have an arrow. And I'm kind of worried because he might drop down on me. That's not good in the slightest. But yes, I've done all of the chests up there, and I want a way to kill this guy before I continue. It's quite a few times hanging out here that a creeper has wandered in and killed me, so we better take care of this guy. Let's head up top here, and I'll figure out a way. So I thought I'd show you this as well. I've removed all of the chests, just picked up the soul sand and nether warts, so figured we'd take them back so we can start growing them there. Probably just going to leave this behind. This is part of the actual base, and the brewing stands as well. We'll leave them here, and the little furnace smelting setup thing. Yeah, we'll leave that all as it is. But otherwise, we're done here. We've moved everything out of it, which is awesome. And I still haven't killed that creeper, by the way. Is he hanging outside this window still? Nah, he's moved on. So, we are kind of done here. I forgot that we had a big stockpile of dirt as well. And I know it's ridiculous moving these things back. We'll probably never use them, but I'm such an item hoarder. And it's probably one of those habits that I should break. I was thinking about like how we've like steered away from the whole OCD thing, and this is another time-consuming thing, and I think I'll probably never do this again in Minecraft. But for this base here on this server, I think it's all about like having everything in one place, and for that reason we're going to bring everything back over there. But otherwise, you know, some of this stuff would have been better off left behind. Let's put it that way. Anyway, as you can see, I'm removing the track because we're done with this area right here. This was definitely a huge part of what we needed to do. And we've probably got the bulk of all the useful items that we would get from doing this. And I think most of the stuff that's going to be left behind now isn't going to be quite as useful as the things we got from over here. So I might not do it all in this episode. It might be something we sort of do over time, in between episodes, because we are spending a lot of time on this item storage. And I do really want to kind of get it to the next level. And I've just realised a huge mistake that I've made here. I took off some of the tracks. I needed them on the other side. That could have gone bad. It probably still can go very bad. Yeah, I forgot to put the tracks back on. And we can't... Am I out of range? Can I not place a block there? Let's have a look. No, apparently not. Let's just nudge it back on, and yeah, okay, I've put myself in a bit of a pickle here. I'll sort this out. Anyway, yeah, just bringing back the last of the dirt now. Alright, next up we're over at Hermit Frills. Going to do something a little bit different, a little bit more risky this time. So we had some chests over in that corner, some just over here. Finished dismantling them, and it's time for us to nudge these out of here. I do believe there is actually a section of track up ahead that I haven't laid down yet. And yeah, so the thing that we're going to do different here is we're going to send them through the portal. They're going to go over to Biffa's portal, though, because of the way the whole synchronization of portals works, and apparently I filled all of this in, so that's good. And yeah, so they're going to come out a different side, but what we're going to try and do is push them directly back onto a track, because I actually done that a couple of times over in Hermit Frills, and it worked out okay. If you set it up right, it should be possible to do it without any issues, so I'm hoping the same thing will happen here. Anyway, I'm going to nudge all of these guys through the portal. Okay, these are the last three to go through the portal now. There we go, one by one they go through. Hopefully none have popped out the other side, doesn't look like they have. And yeah, when we go through here, we should come out on Biffa's portal. Should be the same for the minecarts as well. Sod's Law, Sod's Law, we come out over here. Oh, and they're all grouped up and they're in a mess, and that's exactly what we didn't want. No way! Like, what has changed here? Every time you always come out at Biffa's portal. That is ridiculous. Let's go back through. I bet you this time we'll come out over at Biffa's. Oh, so I set up a whole thing for this one here. I came through to this side and I was like, oh yeah, when you go back through here you go to Biffa's, don't you? So I set it up over at Biffa's. And now we come out over on this side. Look at that. That is so cheeky. It's like the minecarts have a different rule. So now these ones we're going to be able to put on a track, but a few of them here we won't. At least we know they're all going to be contained in this area. So we're going to have to break these ones and put them back down again. But what we should be able to do is make a little track over here. Let's try not to nudge them too much. They are sitting in the portal at the moment. We didn't need to do all of that. So we bring it around like this and up over here. I'm not going to go too far with this. Actually, no. Can we connect it to this? We might as well connect it to that. Yeah, and we'll put rails down on all of this, and then it should be nice and easy. So we don't need that bit. Just need rails along here. One on the corner, please. And then we should be good to go. It'd be much easier if we just hopped up on top. Right, so let's let's try and nudge. Oh no, we need a block at the end there. If we put one there, can we also place the rail on it? Torch is in the way. There we go. Right, we should now be able to nudge all of those minecarts on there. It looks like there's like 2 of them. So they're on the way to go back, and the rest of these are going to take a lot more time. So once again, spent a lot of time sorting through chests. This really is just a crazy project, and I've been going through all these ones over here. You know, bringing things in that we've already got. I'm shuffling things around again. For example, I took the slime blocks out of there just because so much stuff is taking up space. I also feel like the block of redstone, because we have the farms, should probably go somewhere else. Maybe we could put it in this chest. I'm not sure. As you can see, I've removed the iron out of there. Also made a decision. What I want to do is filter iron and iron ingots into our mass storage as well. But some of this mass storage is going to be right here. I think what we'll do is put these ones in there because we probably won't end up with more than 4 double chests worth of these things. However, these ones will need like proper bulk storage, which will probably go somewhere around this area. So lots more to do in the future. But anyway, this bit over here, I've now set up like a valuables chest, and I know there's more things that are going to go in here, like name tags. It's just a case of finding them and then constantly like shuffling and rearranging things. You can see the slime blocks have been moved out of this chest. I'm also considering... Wait, didn't we just go over this? The redstone blocks being put somewhere else, which then led us on to talking about the iron. Yeah, going around in circles. Yeah, so like over here where these are filled up, I've just moved it down into that space. That's the way we're going to be using it. Over here we've got way too many of these oak fences, so they're taking up some more space, and we put signs in there as well. The thing that I really like though is this chest, just because it looks so cool. We've got all of the colours going in their block value order, so you can see the little number goes up. Down the side we've got hardened clay, so we have 8 in this one, 8 in the one below, and then in this one we've got both, just because there is so much of this stuff. I'm pretty sure some of it's going to start flowing into here now. So then we've got the valuables chest, need to fill in that space, and then we're going to do the dyes, and I haven't really started arranging this or figuring it out yet because you need a sort of optimal ratio. There's ones that are always going to be more of in here, like bone meal is very easy. We have loads of bones, so that's probably going to be a lot of it. Same for ink sacks, whereas some of the ones that are combinations of others, like pink, you're probably never going to have more than 1 or 2 stacks. So we need to sort all of that out And then I've started putting the walls in here, and there's going to be lots of crafting to make sure we have all of them. Down the bottom here, all the rails, that works out really nice. I don't think we'll ever need more than one chest for all 4 types of rails. So it's going pretty well, but I've got just more of this same sort of tedious stuff, and I feel like I want to move on to something else in the next episode, and this just becomes a behind the scenes thing because it's probably no longer that interesting. Anyway, we're going to wrap things up here. That's it from me this episode. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, be sure to go and check out the second channel if the live stream stuff interests you. And you can find links to all of that down there in the description box. Anyway, that's it from me this episode. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.